So bad, Larry.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the MoonKnight, Fist of KHONSHU, issue number 8 by Jed McKay and art by Devmalia Pramanik. And shout out to the colorist as well, Rachel Rosenberg, as the color composition of this book series is what keeps me really intrigued. I'm your host, Bad Larry, and this cover is cool, but I've said previously, as an intention grabber, I generally don't like seeing the hero in such a compromising position as this. But the color focus on the pink suit and the sword is very cool. This issue is titled Dragon Slayer, and we see Moon Knight wrapped up in some mystical type chains coming from the ether. Moon Knight asks, "Who's holding him captive?" And the response is, quote, "Your owner, whomever that could be." A very cool depiction of Carver using this magical sword to impale and verily kill Moon Knight. I love how Moon Knight's cape creates a crescent moon. There's a crescent moon in the sky, and someone crossed out with a red X a tag, a graffiti tag of the crescent moon on the building. Rosenberg, the colorist, really makes this book what it is. The art is okay, but the coloring is what makes it really pop. So the sword that Carver has used to kill Moon Knight is not only magical, it is sentient, meaning it's a soul sword, entrapping Moon Knight's soul, in this case, in mythical chains. And now we're about to get a bit of a backstory in this sword in Carver as well. Carver and her partner Sims are in a scary place called Vanaheim, and they're under attack. Sims is cooked. Carver's trying to get them both extracted, but whoop whoop! Sims is taken by a winged creature, some sort of vampire bat monster thing. Carver is cornered. Her gun is useless against the monster. It seems like the sword is talking to her, maybe has chosen her just like KHONSHU chose Mark as a human vessel. The sword indeed has chosen Carver to be its wielder, and it even has a long, cool name. Ginnar, the Hoarding Blade. Every cool sword has a name, like Excalibur, definitely the most famous sword of all time, or Harpe, the sword that beheaded Medusa. If you want to be an epic sword, you have to have an epic name. But mythical swords usually come with a caveat, some price to the wielder. Carver must continue to kill to essentially feed the sword, or else her own soul will be consumed by the sword. Carver says she don't play no games. It's either her or Moon Knight gonna die on this roof. So let's get it on. Hey, I respect the direct approach. Moon Knight clearly lost this first strike, considering we know he got stabbed and is now chained up. We learn for sure Achilles Fairchild is indeed Asgardian, which is very cool. We don't get to see many of these characters other than Thor, Odin, or Loki from Asgard, so this is an interesting scenario. Fairchild lied to Carver, saying that he could break the mythical binding between her and the sword, freeing her soul bondage, but in reality he can't. He's just using her like a puppet. We also learn, unlike Thor or Odin, who are considered gods, Fairchild ain't no god. What an epic dragon! So sick! Who doesn't like epic dragons? Everyone loves them. It's the tale as old as time. It's why Excalibur is the most famous sword. Arthur using Excalibur to slay the dragon. It's the best superhero story because it's really the first superhero story, well, to become so famous. Anyway, the dragon is actually the being behind or driving the sword's energy. Ginnar, I guess, is actually the dragon. The dragon kind of goes on and on about his origin story, and I love Moon Knight's response. Quote, "Do you surrender?" Moon Knight has no chill. He is basically saying, my mystical power source is more powerful than your mystical power source. Let's see what the dragon is gonna do. Carver is crazy, man. She keeps saying Moon Knight doesn't know what it's like to be a slave to something else's will. For her sword, driven by the dragon, controls her life. But Mark does know what it's like. He is the Fist of KHONSHU, bound by KHONSHU to do his bidding. So she is way wrong. But she's fighting like a wild woman, though. Interesting move here by Moon Knight, sacrificing himself, allowing the blade to kill him, forcing KHONSHU into the game. Brilliant. So we thought the dragon trapped Moon Knight, but it was a switcheroo. Moon Knight knows his soul is already bought and paid for by KHONSHU. This dragon has no authority there. So the little mystical chains are broken, setting the dragon into shock, probably for the first time ever in its life. Little Wayne once said in his rap, "What's a goon to a goblin?" As Moon Knight mimics the intention, "What's a dragon to a god?" Nothing, nothing. You ain't scared of nothing. Another epic piece of art here, which is elevated to epic level because the colorist and the lighting effects. People say the comics of before are always better, and there be maybe some truth to some of that statement, but it is hard to argue with the coloring technology of today's time. It's amazing. Oh man, this is epic. Moon Knight convinces KHONSHU to not kill the dragon, which allows Moon Knight to remove the blade from his body, come back to life, and now become the wielder of the Ginnar sword. Now Moon Knight's got that epic sword game going. Nice. And what's a knight, as in Moon Knight, without a sword, right? Y'all are sleeping on this book, I'm telling you. Carver, as expected, is like, well, what about me now? Moon Knight says he did what Fairchild could never do, free her, which means she now owes Moon Knight and must now work for him. Sword stealing and recruiting the enemy's goons. That's the way. I love this image of her reflection in the bloody tip of the sword. The art here is fantastic. Carver, without her sword, looks like a little lost puppy, right? Moon Knight's next target really is Achilles Fairchild, and now that he has this epic sword, he has more of a fighting chance. Since the last time he fought Achilles Fairchild, he got his ass kicked when they just went toe to toe. Stay tuned. Issue number 9 looks like it will be another doozy. Moon Knight versus Achilles Fairchild round 2. I like the image in the back, the hammer looking like Thor's hammer, and the E and the R and the diner sign is out, spelling the word die. Very cool. I'm all in for this Moon Knight series. Show it some love. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you real soon. Peace.